माँ जी कोई नहीं, ऐसा क्यों भैया?
ओ नित्या, ये तो बस हम लोग को भगवान को पूजन करने की अलग अलग विधि है, लेकिन सच बात तो यह है कि हम सब जैन हैं और जैन होने का मतलब हम अपने तरीके पर नहीं बल्कि अपनी मन की शुद्धता पर ध्यान देते हैं। तरीके हम कोई भी क्यों ना अपना।
हाँ यश, एक बात तो बिल्कुल सही है।
जैन धर्म में आत्मा की शुद्धता करना सिखाता है और उसके लिए यह जरूरी है कि हम पहले सभी से अच्छा व्यवहार करें और अपने अंदर क्षमा का स्थापन करें।
चलो ये बात हम यहाँ बैठे पेरेंट्स से शेयर करते हैं।
किसी का दिल दुखाना हमको महावीर ने सिखलाया। किसी का दिल दुखाना हमको महावीर ने सिखलाया। करे सेवा जो औरों की वही है जैन कहलाया। दुश्मनों को भी क्षमा कर देते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हम प्यार से हर बात सबसे कहते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हम वीर के चरणों में हरदम रहते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हम प्यार से हर बात सबसे कहते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हमें नफरती नहीं आती, दिलों में प्यार रखते हैं। जहाने का करते हैं, नीयत साफ रखते हैं। सबको हम अपना बना ही लेते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हम प्यार से हर बात सबसे कहते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हम वीर के चरणों में हरदम रहते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं। हम प्यार से हर बात सबसे कहते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं।
पापा मम्मी आप लोग तो हमारी बात अच्छी लगी ना? लगी क्यों नहीं? हमने तो ये सिखाया है भगवान नाम की बात नहीं।
तो आप भी हमारे साथ आओ ना।
किसी का दिल दुखाना हमको महावीर ने सिखलाया। करे सेवा जो औरों की वही है जैन कहलाया। दुश्मनों को भी क्षमा कर देते हैं, ये जैन होने का परिचय देते हैं।
हम जैन भगवंतों को सुनते हैं ना, तो वो भी जगत शांति की ही कामना करते हैं, न सिर्फ अपनी ना नदी पर संपूर्ण जगत चलती तो यही कामना करते हैं।
हाँ हाँ, जैन धर्म की नींव है जी और जीना।
जैनम जैसी शास्त्रम जैन धर्म की जय, महावीर भगवान की जय।
Full volume. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Bhavesh, President of Banquet Center of Minnesota. And thank you very much for coming here. This is our 30th year since we started. We incorporated the Banquet Center of Minnesota. As we all know, this is it's a religious kind of organization, and it's a lot of efforts to create the culture for kids. So that's why we started our program with kids. So thank you very much for being on time. And sorry from my side for starting a little late this program before its schedule. So, on the gentlemen, everyone, on behalf of Health Center of Minnesota, I would like to thanks to come here and welcome everyone here for the 30th anniversary program. It is so nice to see a great participation from all sections of our generations, young, adult, everyone show up in the last few days. I would like to especially welcome our few state senators, representatives, PGNI, city council members, commissioner, and thank you very much for your time and being here. So, and you took time off from your busy schedule and being here, so I really appreciate for that. Thank you very much, everyone. Today we are expecting Speaker Melissa Hartman, Senator John Hoffman, Representative Laurie Prayer, Representative Carly, Representative Jeannie Halvern, sorry for my bad pronunciations, and Representative Christine. That will be some change, last moment change in a few senators, but thank you very much. Now we have a future senator here on stage, so that's great. Offer my special thanks to our senior members who brought this giant son to this position. We are here because of them. We have few founder members, few senior members. They are in Twin Cities before 1989. From many years, they are contributing to this Twin Cities, and because of them, we are here in this Hindu temple, and we can cultivate the same culture to our next generation. Because as an immigrant, this is our biggest fear, right? How to maintain the culture of our native place, and that's our founding members, our founding fathers did for us. Thank you very much for that. Our warm welcome to special guest from Hindu Temple, Gujarati Samaj, Indian Association of Minnesota, and many more other organizations with whom we have worked in the past. We are so fortunate to have world-renowned Jain Vidikar, Narendra Bhai and Meg and their team here for celebrating this event. So thank you very much for that. So I would like to give you a brief history of Jain Center of Minnesota. Jain Center of Minnesota was founded in 1989 with a goal to nurture, cherish, and spread message of Bhagwan Mahavir and 24th Tirthankar, and shows the path of ahimsa, which is non-violence, non-attachment, and many sides of truth, anikanpa. So we are not saying you are right or wrong. Maybe for one situation, few things are right, few things are wrong, based on your perspective. So that's the basic principle of Jainism, and that we try to spread word or cultivate to our kids and everyone being on board and try to help as much as possible. We are highly indebted to the founders of Jain Center of Minnesota and to the past presidents who initiated and put in their efforts to sustain our Jain traditions and principles and provided us with a venue to pass the message to our future generation. So as we all know, we are based in Hindu temple. So our founding father Ram Gada, Banquet Jain, and many other senior members, 30 years back, they had a vision how to preserve the culture or religious activities with our kids and next generation. So they work with the Hindu temple, and we are very fortunate to have be part of the Hindu temple. They helped us a lot, and we are here, even though we are a very small community. We are like a family member for that too. So today is a moment of pride for all the members of JCM that the city of Eden Prairie has recognized the core of Jain religion and has announced today as a Jain Center of Minnesota Day. So I would like to thank and all city council members of the city of Eden Prairie for your recognition, and we really appreciate for that. I would like to thank our JCM member Shanti Shah for leading the effort and working with the elected officials to be a part of this event. So thank you very much, Shanti. Thank you very much. She worked a lot on this, and I really appreciate a lot of things to learn from her. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all board members. Viraj Gandhi, Saurabh Gandhi, Bhavin Shah, Gomtesh Jain, Devan Vora, Pranesh Jain, Kanun Shah, and past President Rakal Jain for all their dedication in planning and executing this event. All of them haven't. All of this was not possible without their efforts. And most of these members, they are just taking 5 hours sleep by chance if they can get from last 10 days. So thank you very much for all your selfless efforts for the event. Also, many thanks to my cultural team, food committee, Puja committee, action team, and many community members for bringing it all together in best possible way. So thank you very much for you all. And thank you all everyone for coming here, and please enjoy the cultural program. We just started with the cultural program of kids. We have few appreciation of our senior members, and then we have adult cultural program. And after that, we have very good dinner with the vegetarian and vegan options. So please enjoy this program, and thank you very much for being here. Thanks. And after that, I would like to invite my Vice President Viraj Gandhi to be on stage.
Everyone. Welcome and enjoy the show here today. We are here to celebrate our 30th Jain Samaj celebration.
So we would
I would like
like
to invite Ram Vaigara and Pankaj Jain, our Jaina director, founders of our Jain Samaj, and have them on the stage. Actually, he has said you all join. Come on. Come on.
Check.
Jai Jinendra, Namaste and greetings. On behalf of Jain Center of Minnesota, I thank you all being here Thank you all for 30 years supporting this organization. This organization was founded by 3 incorporators, Vinod Bhai Shah, Vinod Bhai, take the bow, please stand up. And Kusum Shah, who is now moved out from here in Chicago, and yours truly. Over 30 years, from the 20 families, we have grown to 160 families. We have a home Jain temple or Jain Mandir here with Hindu Society of Minnesota in Hindu Temple. Thank you for welcoming us. We have worked with the Hindu Temple at the old temple since 1985. And every month they allowed us to talk about Jainism at the temple. So many times I hear from many of our Hindu friends that Rambhai, we have learned more about Jainism from your talks at the Hindu temple. Now what is Jainism? What is Jain? Jains are the ones who are victorious, not in the battle, but in their heart, removing all the negativities, prejudices, or you can say anger, ego, greed, and deceit. Those are the causes of most of the violence in this world. And the Jain's main principle is ahimsa, non-violence in thought, speech, and deed. Not only by yourself, not encouraging others to do it, and not get it done by others. So, ahimsa, anekan is a multiplicity point of view, that you are not the absolute in your views. There are other views exist, there are other truths exist. Reality is different than one sees from the very limited narrow eye. Today in this world we need anekan, or a multiple understanding. And 11th century, the great poet Hemchandra Suri said, Paraspara graho sarva jivana. We are all interconnected, interdependence, and we have to live with a mutual understanding. Now, most of you are familiar in this country by Declaration of Independence. And I'll read that, and I see how Bhagwan Mahavir, 2,600 years ago, said the same thing. And the Declaration of Independence says, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Bhagwan Mahavir said many years ago, the life is a sacred, not only human life, but all living being life is sacred. So it is your duty not to hurt any living being intentionally. So that, and liberty. Jainism's main principle is to be free, to attain the moksha or salvation. Get rid of all the negativities, prejudices, all karmas, and attain that freedom. And everyone has a right to be happy. If you want to be happy, you don't want to get hurt. At the same time, you don't want to hurt others in their happiness, in their freedom. These are the fundamental principles of Jainism. On that, Jainism was built many centuries ago in India. 24th Tirthankar Mahavir. We have 3 idols over here. 23rd Tirthankar Paswanath, 24th Tirthankar Mahavir, and 1st Tirthankar Adeswar. Tirthankar means the person who takes you above all these worldly things. And they are teachers. They are not super creators or destroyers or maintainers. They were just like us, but they reached that stage and they said anyone, regardless of race, religion, gender, can become like them, become free, become go to the mosque. So that's the main principle of Jainism is. And I appreciate what Jain Society, Jain Center of Minnesota has done over 30 years. We have gotten support from many, many people, and we will continue. At the same time, as I say, mutual understanding, like Asanti, how we can uplift all human beings with our own activities. So it's not a passive religion, it's an active religion. And that active non-violence was followed by Mahatma Gandhi, whose 150th birthday we are going to celebrate this year. So, with that message of non-violence and peace, so let there be peace to all. And thank you again, all these current committees and the past committees and past presidents, all for your work. We continue this from generation to generation to come. Thank you.
I'd like to request our one of the Jaina director, Pankaj Jain, to give us a few words.
Thank you, Bhai. I'm glad to be here. I would sincerely like to thank JCM for this great gala event they have put together for the 30th anniversary of JCM. My heartiest congratulations to JCM. I have been associated with JCM as long as I can remember being in the Twin Cities. JCM has given us a place to worship and find peace when we find ourselves in turmoil. Happens a lot to all of us, and they have given us a place to worship. We have gone through some ups and downs in the history of our temple here. Before I get into that, I would like to first recognize Dr. Dash. He has been a pillar of this community. He is a very well-respected, very philanthropist in the Twin Cities area and beyond, and he has been an avid supporter of JCM and the Hindu Society. So I'd like you to please ask for a clap for him. We have gone through some ups and downs in the history of our temple. One of the things that comes to mind is when the present Hindu temple, this present Hindu temple was being built at this location. Previously, we were at the old temple in northeast Minneapolis, which had Mahavir Bhagwan Murti as one of the three principal deities there. When everybody in the temple was moving here, there were some political discussions and some disagreements of the Jain temple, if the Jain temple would be allowed to be a part of the Hindu Mandir. It was a very stressful time for all the JCM people, myself, Ram we were very stressed. There were two people at the Hindu Society of Minnesota that were part of the trustee executive council of Hindu Mandir at that time, who stood up and made sure that the new Hindu temple would have a place for the Jain temple. They were instrumental in this, and without their help, we would not have been here. Since this is the time today to recognize and thank people who have made a difference at JCM, I would like to mention their names and would like to request you to please applaud their efforts that were here. One of them is Mrs. Shashi Gupta, and the other one is Dr. Chai. Please. They're not here right now, but I will tell you that both Ram and myself met with Dr. Chari at his residence, and he assured us that there would be a place for the Jain temple at this location in spite of strong opposition of the tech chairman at that time. So he assured us, don't worry, you will have a Jain temple here, and that meant a lot to us, and we went on to build the Jain temple at the Hindu society. So I would also like to thank JCM committee members for the tireless hours that they have spent on this celebration today. And JCM, once again, thank you for what you do, and you're making a difference in our lives, and we like it a lot. Thank you very much.
I would like to Bhagwan for all Jain members from 1989 who started our Jain Samaj. So we'll start with the first Rambai Gada.
And while we are doing the Bhagwan, we request if you can share your experience or journey of 30 years. Because I know when we started Jain Center, right, we had only few families here, and today we are collecting like 150 plus families in our son. So we are so thankful. What we started at that time, it's kind of paying back interest. Like we have like 600 or 700 members in this community. So I would like to request if you can just share a few thoughts of your 30-year journey for that. Thank you. We'll start with Rambai, and then we have Alkaben and Kam.
Thank you. I think whatever you have seen last 2 days, the interest, hard work, enthusiasm in the members, committee members, volunteers, I have seen that growth over the years from young and old. So I'm very proud of the accomplishment and of following of all the people who are here and following. Not only Jains, but also non-Jains who have been connected with us. Great cooperation. I think in this country, this is the one nice thing about it, that people are so nice, particularly Minnesota nice. So I think the experience is very nice, and that experience, the children sang a song, Maitri Bhavanu, those core aspirations, they're very predominant in Jain thinking. One is the Maitri, means metta, friendship, love. Secondly, appreciation. Just like a Thanksgiving, we appreciate everybody, appreciation, anumodana. And third one is compassion, mercy for everyone. And a fourth one, equilibrium, equanimity. That in our life, individually, life should be balanced, not ups and downs and so forth. So I think over the years, I have grown with the Jain Center. And if I have served anything, I'm very thankful for all your support, and I continue to have your
Thank you. Along with Ram, when I first came in this country, getting married to Ram and came here, I had my own ideas. How am I going to create a world here so my children can grow up in Indian environment? And that's how the birth of the Silk School, School of India for Languages and Culture, and also Jain Center, and many, many more centers were built here. And I'm so proud to say that our children have enough encouragement to learn more about India and learn about here and assimilate both cultures. Thank you.
So today I am getting the feeling of seeing our children grow in front of us. That's a proud feeling I have today to see all of you here. And I want to say that you guys have done a better job of raising your children in the Jain culture better than we did. So kudos to you guys. And I remember way back when Meena, Ben, and I used to, at Madhuri Jayanti time, we used to bring our books and we used to sing Meri Bhavna. And we used to think, boy, this is so good that we got a chance to recite something of our religion. So that's how our existence came into being. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, I think I have said my feelings there. It's been a long journey and a very excellent journey. And we enjoy being part of JCM, and we just have done a wonderful job, and we wish them more luck, and I hope they continue to even do better and better as time goes on. And we really enjoy being part of JCM and having a temple that is such a nice decorated temple for us to come to pray. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, everyone, for holding syndrome and Minnesota, for being such fast, so many years, giving us guidance, support, and everything from you guys.
So we would like to do Bauman of our senior members. Let's start with Rambhai, Meena Ben, Alka Ben, and I would like to invite my executive committee to come on the stage and help on that. And thank you very much, Pankaj Bhai, Alka Ben, Ram Bhai, and Meena Ben. And I would like to invite Shantiganj to come on the stage. And we will start with introduction of the elected officials who are joining us today for this banquet.
Tejinendra, we're so delighted to have everyone here tonight. My role, as most of you have heard, was to make our tiny little community of Jains, introduce them to our broader Minnesota family, starting with our elected officials, because it is important that they get to know us. Because every time I hear every other religion mentioned but not Jainism, I'm thinking, how do we change this? And this is one way we're going to do it. So I'll start with a number of our elected officials who are here tonight, starting with Senator Hoffman, who is our hero in terms of our elected officials. As you can see, he knows a lot of people.
Thank you, Shanti. So I have a prepared speech for 45 minutes about. I'm glad you laughed, because my wife told me a long time ago I'm not funny, so I'll try to be funny. So first of all, I want to tell a story that's going to make a point, and it's going to be short. The last 3 years of my family's life has been just absolutely miserable, upside down. with medical complications beyond. There was one doctor out on the East Coast at Duke Medical that we wanted to connect to. I got a phone call because I said something to a friend of mine from St. Paul. You guys know Dr. Bruce Corey? And 10 minutes after talking to Bruce, I get this call from Nina and Ram right here who said, I know somebody. 30 minutes after the conversation with you two, this doctor who was in the atmosphere of who I should talk to, who I could get to, called me on my cell phone. And his first thing he said was the story about how you knew somebody from the Jain community in North Carolina whose wife knew the wife of this doctor. Are you guys with me in this? That's the Kevin Bacon theory, right? And he said, we are 1.5 billion people, but we are small. Our community is small, and I believe it. And because of that, I am grateful to the work that you've done. I'm grateful for your friendship. Dr. Dash, I'm grateful for your friendship. To Shanti, how can you not be grateful for the friendship with Shanti? She is the biggest celebrator of the India Festival of Minnesota. So I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be part of your community, Shanti. Thank you for letting me be here to celebrate your 30th birthday. Happy birthday, Shanti. Happy birthday, Jane.
With that, how can I, you? With that, how could I refuse all these accolades? I do like what you talked about, John, which was to talk about how close this community, that we take care of each other and we take care of others because we are so used to taking care of each other. So extending it to our broader Minnesota family is really easy for us because it's nothing new for us. And that component, we do want to make sure people know about us. With that, I'd like to welcome our Plymouth House of Representatives.
My name is Ginny Cleaborn, and I'm a newly elected this year, but I've known Shanti for several years. And when I said to her, could you please tell me something about your religion? I have a minor in theology, and I didn't know about Jainism as a religion, but I knew about the tenets of your faith that people have taught me through the years. But I didn't know it was a religion. So it's really great to be here and to celebrate with you the wonderful tradition and faith tenets that you have. Following John is always a little difficult. He's so gregarious and charming. But what I would like to say to you is I've had two opportunities in my life to live outside of my birth country. And in both instances, it was having a religious anchor in each of those countries that allowed me to feel part of a larger universe of people. And to be able to celebrate with you tonight the very hard work that it takes to keep your children attached to your faith when you take that leap to move away from your birth country. And then to see the wonderful celebration as you have a new home to bring your children into the culture of your birth country. It's an amazing feat. It's hard to do. There are so many forces outside that try to push us away. So tonight, I say to you, congratulations. It's really a tremendous thing that you have done, not only for the Jain community, but for Minnesota as a whole. You make us better people. And I can only imagine how much work we could do and what we could accomplish in the legislature if we took to heart your tenets, to make sure that we act without prejudice, to make sure that we're using our rational thought, and to say there is no other. We are truly one Minnesota. Thank you for the honor of being here with you. Thank you for allowing us to celebrate this event.
Thank you. So, I'm from Eden Prairie, and I'm always proud of my Eden Prairie elected officials. We will hear from my House of Representatives a little later, but for many of you who live on the 48B side, I would like to introduce you to your House member, Carly. This is my test. Introduce.
Mayor Plum, I'm Representative Carly Petiz. Thank you, Shanti. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you tonight. I did prepare some words, and John and Ginny are so eloquent, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything or forget anyone. But it's an honor for me to be here to celebrate you in this celebration of the first 30 years of the Jane Center and your dedication to our great state and to your fellow Minnesotans. As I continue to learn more about my friends and neighbors and constituents in Eden Prairie, I'm ever grateful that my husband and I chose that community to build our life and grow our family. It gives both of us so much joy to be raising our children, our biracial family, in a multicultural community like Eden Prairie, watching them interact with children of all ages, races, and religions, both at school, and now that summer and the summer weather has finally come at parks throughout the city. Some of the words of wisdom that I've taken to heart as I learn more about Jainism, truly one that resonated with me is the thought that nothing is permanent, that change is a way of life. So you may or may not be familiar with my journey to becoming a state representative and a mom all at once over the past year, but change truly has been a way of life for us. While running for office in 2018, my husband and I welcomed our 3 children, ages 2, 3, and 4, through the Minnesota foster care system. I took time away from my job to bond with our children during the campaign season, and this experience has driven my passion for investments in early learning and care for our youngest Minnesotans and support for our public education system. It's also strengthened my belief that the United States, or at least Minnesota, should move forward with paid family leave. I know that many of you are raising children or grandchildren and working hard to provide for them. Together, and that diversity of your faith and your ongoing contributions to our community. Thanks again for allowing me to celebrate with you tonight.
Thank you, Carly. Talking about contribution, as a tiny little community, we contribute a lot because we are business people, not only here, but also India. So if you look at it, the number in terms of per capita contribution, in terms of money and social well-being, we do a pretty good job. And maybe that is the strength that we have to carry on here as well. With that, I would like to introduce Representative Kerr. Are you here? Come on over. So not only did I reach out to our representatives who represented us in suburbs, but also from St. Paul. Among the things we did in last election is elected a lot of Asians at the state level. Not Indian yet, but I know a number of you who can run next time.
That's right.
And you will be there.
Thank you all for having me here tonight. I just wanted to say a couple of words. I was really excited to get the invitation to come tonight. when I think about the contributions that immigrants and minorities have made to Minnesota, I know that the strength of this state and what has become of it is really because of our infusion of immigrants. I came to this country when I was 4 years old. I came as a refugee. I'm a Christian, which many people are animists, but I'm a Christian. And in our country, we couldn't practice our religion. And so not only did we leave our country because we were fighting with the United States in order to have democracy so that we could practice our culture, but so that we could also practice our religion. And that to be able to come to a country that allows us to maintain our culture, to maintain our religion, and to maintain the practices that identify really our identity and what that means for us, that is a great privilege. And that when I look at the strength of this community and all of you sitting here today, I am excited to see. I know that you've contributed greatly to Minnesota in economics, in culture, in arts, that there are many, many ways in which you've all contributed. And I am so honored. And food, of course. And that we are a richer state because of that. And food does bring us all together. And so I look forward to working with all of you. And I want you to know that when we did elect the largest cohort of Asian Americans to the state legislature this past year, and that I want all of you to know that when we were elected, although we are representatives, it was a really intentional decision on our part that we would not be representing just Hmong people. That as an Asian community, that it is our responsibility to lift up all of your voices and the issues that impact your communities. That at the heart of everything, education and prosperity and economic growth, it's at the heart of everything that we all want for our families. So that's why we are all here. And how do we do all that and maintain the things that are most important to us, our own identities? So we want you to know, and I send word from the entire Minnesota Asian Pacific Caucus that we are here and we are available to all of you. And whenever it is that you need to speak with somebody, even though we do not specifically represent you, we represent all Asian Americans in Minnesota. And we want to hear the issues that matter to you. And we want to hear what's important for us to advocate forward for everyone here. So thank you so much for letting me be here with you today and enjoying this amazing night of celebration with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. So I told you that I'm gonna keep, before I forget, many of you may have met earlier today our House of Representatives for Maple Grove, Kristen. And I asked her, you spoke earlier, do you still want to speak? Only if you want me to, she says. So I know we are trying to make sure that we don't consume all of our time. And then we have a couple of very nice surprises for us. You do remember she was not inside the last time, so.
Thank you for having me here again tonight. I feel so blessed to be a part of this celebration with you. I just want to tell you that 13 years ago, I met this very lovely man, Mr. Brownie Singh. And his father is one of the founders of Vishnu Mandir in Minneapolis. And as a part of that, I was welcomed into this beautiful Guyanese Hindu community. And I was so blessed with such a rich community, rich food, some incredible people. And I know how important connection and tradition is, how important it is to uplift those principles. And I want to commend all of you here today for really building that community, for building that connection, and making that a part of your lives as well as that for your children and for generations to come. That is not easily done here in America, but I know that it is most worth the effort. And so I want to thank you again for having me today and for allowing me to spend time with you. Namaste.
So every time I think about when the Senate and House open and they have this prayer, and I'm thinking, we're gonna have a joint prayer one of these days at the legislature. So, you know what the request is. I now have a very fun task of introducing a couple of things. My House of Representatives was not able to come here Lori Pryor. But she did something very wonderful. And this was a surprise for me. Rahul, come on up. You talked about Indian diaspora in Guyana. We have another Indian diaspora. Rahul's mom is from South Africa, of Indian heritage. So what the Pryor did for us was that she actually had passed a House resolution to celebrate our 30th anniversary. Rahul will be presenting this to our president. And go ahead, Rahul.
So once again, I apologize. Lori Pryor was not able to make it tonight. She had an anniversary of her own to make. So hope you forgive her for that. Also, I apologize for my attire. I left my curtains back at college, so we're making do. But we were able to pass this resolution, get it made and drafted, and made public release. And so, recognizing the Jane Center of Minnesota on its 30th anniversary. Whereas our state is enhanced by the presence of religious and cultural institutions that have stood the test of time. And years is a significant milestone in the life of a faith-based organization. And whereas a small community of Jain families was present in the Twin Cities during the 1960s and 70s, practicing privately in their homes. And whereas during the 1980s, Jains in North America began organizing themselves, acquiring worshiping spaces, and planning for temples and educational programs. And in 1986, the Twin City Jain community celebrated their first Mahavir Jamna Kalyana and Hindu Mandir in Minneapolis. And whereas the members of the Jain community also began cooperating for educational and informational, cultural, and humanitarian purposes. And whereas in 1989, the Jain Center of Minnesota incorporated as a nonprofit with the state of Minnesota and has faithfully carried out its mission of preserving, promoting, and seeking a better understanding of the Jain philosophy, doctrine, and beliefs. And whereas from June 28th to June 30th, 2019, the Jain Center of Minnesota will be celebrating its 30th anniversary now. Therefore, be it resolved that by the Committee of Rules and Legislative Administration and the House of Representatives of the State of Minnesota, that it congratulates the Jain Center of Minnesota on its 30th anniversary and extends best wishes for the future of the center and for all of its members in the Jain community. Thank you.
So we have already put our foot in. So this is one of those documents that will be in the library. So people will be able to look at our celebration years from now. I also have another proclamation. Many of you who live in Eden Prairie know that we now have presence in the city of Eden Prairie. We now have elected an Indian American who is on the committee, V.G. Narayanan. So just keep on voting, keep on advocating for your candidates. V.G.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shanti. It's an honor to be elected, being stage, and especially with my colleagues here. And one thing I want to say, even though Jain community only 160 people, I think everywhere I go, I see Shanti and Ram. Doesn't matter, it's an Indian function. In many cases, we are the only one who has nice tag. Everybody else need to go to the sun. Anyway, so good evening. Thank you. It's an honor to be here, privileged to be here. Today, I am acting as a mayor of Eden Prairie, and Ron Case told me to say that. And unfortunately, he not able to attend today. He has another engagement. I'm just curious, how many people are here from Unipuri? Can you raise your hand? Wow, very good. How many people are not from Unipuri? So when are you guys going to move into Unipuri? So I'm so lucky to be here, representing the mayor of Unipuri. Many good things happened to me because of my religious belief. And I want to tell you a small story. I don't think anybody knows except my wife sitting here. When I'm born, my mom decided, she prayed that I will attend our temple close by for 12 years. And I actually, with their help, visited every day in the temple for 12 years and prayed. And I know how much religion, the culture, and mother, parents affect your life. And I can tell you, a lot of those why I'm here, because I still believe it happens that 12 years of my praying and continue praying. Jain religion in Minnesota started their practice 30 years ago, as we all know. I'm sure last 30 years, Jain in Minnesota carried the path of victory of crossing over one's life for many parents and children. Jain believes in non-violence. Who doesn't believe in non-violence? It's just unbelievable. I just want to congratulate you all. It's a great, I was reading up a little more. I'm not an expert in all the religion, but just give me a chance to read and learn more, and I'm following the Jain religion. Because it's every aspect of it, it's the way I want my kids to grow up. So let me read the proclamation. It's a little long, and there's some few Sanskrit words in here. It's kind of hard. So if I do pronounce wrong, it's my wife's fault. But she is the one taught me how to pronounce right. So here it goes. Proclamation. Jain Central Minnesota, JCM today, and you hear a lot of whereas. Whereas, on June 29, 2019, the Jain Central Minnesota, JCM will celebrate the 30th anniversary of its formation in Twin Cities of Minnesota. And whereas, formed in 1989, JCM is charitable non-profit organization dedicated to follow and seek a better understanding of Jain religions, doctrines, and beliefs. JCM's goal to teach, promote Jain philosophy, values, and truth, thereby passing on the faith and understanding to the next generation. And whereas Jainism is one of the India's ancient religion, Jain follow the teaching of the 24th teacher, Tirthankar Mahavira. Did I do that okay? Thank you. 527, 599 BCE, and are deeply committed to three principles: ahimsa, following non-violence; Aneka Anandavada. Just wondering how Ron Eastwood pronounce this one. Maintaining multi-sided point of view, both sides of view. Aparigraha, limited consumption, and Abhaswara, Roba, Graho Jivanam. Aparigraho, Graho Jivanam. Okay. The function of soul is to help one another, is the motto of Jainism. And whereas Mahatma Gandhi, who was greatly influenced by Jainism. He said, no religion in the world has explained the principle of ahimsa, non-violence, so deeply and sympathetically, which is applicability in every human life as in Jainism, and whereas nearly 150 Jain families will celebrate the 30th anniversary in a 3-day spiritual but festive event at the Jain temple at the 10530 Old Crowley North Maple Grove, Minnesota for June 28-30. Jain Center, Minnesota invites the community to join them in celebration. Now, whereas this is Ron Case's saying, I, Ronald A. Case, Mayor of Eden Minnesota, do hereby proclaim June 29, 2019 as the Jain Center of Minnesota JCM Day. Ronald A. Case, Mayor of Eden. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, I forgot that I should have walked him through. I should have made him rehearse.
Thank you very much.
Did you get it? With that, I would say goodbye. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, all of you, for coming and join us tonight to celebrate this with us. And so when we show up and say, we need to have you help us with whatever the blank we come up with. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, all senators. Thanks for coming here and having an excellent time, giving us all the nice things about our Jain Center of Minnesota. And I would like to invite Dr. Das to the stage.
Good evening, and congratulations to all of you for celebrating 30th today. Again, whether you know or not, I have been with somebody, Ram Dada, for long time. I proud to announce you those who do not know, and we recognize him as the distinguished man of the year on behalf of Hindu Mandir. Ram Dada, please. The contribution you have made to our Hindu Mandir, to our community, to preserve and promote our rich Indian heritage and culture. I like to thank you and thank all our friends, Jana friends who have been with me. Why I am telling you, I have been with you from our old temple to new temple. How we have been working together to be together. How we have been working together to be together. You are not different, we are not different. Together we are celebrating our heritage and culture. I am part of you. I am part of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Das. And now I would like to request Hindu Mandir President, Dr. Balbaji, to come on the stage. She is very helpful to Jain community from many years, and whatever the events we are seeing right now from last 2 days in Hindu Mandir, what is the tremendous support we are getting. So thank you very much, Balbaji.
Jai Jinendra. Thank you for your kind words, Parthiv Shaji, but I can't take the credit myself. It's the team here, the temple office staff, and the temple management and the temple employees. So the credit goes to all, just not to the president. Thank you. Namaste, friends. On behalf of the Hindu Society of Minnesota, I, Vallabha Tantri, President of the temple, extend my heartiest congratulations to all of you for your 30th milestone anniversary. A big round of applause for a job well done and keeping the JCM flag flying high, so high for all of us to follow. JCM has been a wonderful partner to Hindu Society of Minnesota, and the relationship has been one of cooperation and mutual respect. And I reaffirm the commitment of Hindu Society of Minnesota for all the programs and the support for all the programs that JCM holds in our premises. So I reaffirm that commitment on behalf of the management. I know I'll be standing between the sumptuous dinner, so I'll make it very quick. But on a personal note, I just wanted to tell you this. I'm a Hindu priest's daughter. I hail from a family of Hindu priests and astrologers. One thing that I noted about Jain Sampradaya is anyone and everyone is welcome to enter the Sannidhi of the Jain Center or the Jain Temple Shrine. And I felt so, this is a commendable thing and a big round of applause for that progressive thinking. Of course, needless to say, I come from Karnataka, and last two years back, I can just say that I do know a little bit of Jainism, understand the concepts of Jainism, because 2 years back, I took all my family to the Karkala Bahubali Gomateshwara statue. What a fabulous monument that is, and pride of Karnataka as well. Well, I also take this opportunity to invite my dear JCM members to the Ashtabandha Jeeranodhara Kumbhabhishekam that the temple is going to celebrate September 5th through 8th. Please do come. This is a milestone year for the Jain Society of Minnesota. This is your 30th year here. And it is also a milestone year for the Hindu community. This is the 13th year that this beautiful, magnificent temple premises has been built. And this is the renovation of this and recommitment of all of us Hindus and Jains, to bring the community together to make this a one big family. So please do come, please participate and enjoy the festivities that we have planned. Finally, I would like to thank Parthiv Shahji and Viraj ji and the entire JCM board members for giving me this opportunity to be here and convey my gratitude to all of you. Thank you and congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, Prabhati.
I would like to invite Gujarati Samaj Ken Patel to the stage. Ken Patel. Okay, and Nash, IIM, Indian Association of Minnesota President. Nash here.
So this is very auspicious milestone for our community. This is our 30th year. So as I mentioned before, what we are today is because of our founding fathers and senior members. From last 30 years, they are supporting us. So this is the occasion we would like to do their Bahuma in front of all sun. So I would like to ask my board member to be ready to do their Bahuma, and our cultural team will announce one by one name. And again, we will stop by to your table and ask your experience about your 30-year journey. So, first name, Kapil ji and Kapil Bovra ji. So,
I'm glad as new board in previous, all young people came and they are getting it done very nice job. Especially this young means they are very energetic and very nice people and they have capacity to do a lot of things. Now, one more thing, we started in Hindu Mandir when Hindu Mandir built it, and there was a very cooperative effort from all the people. First, we started Mahavir Jayanti in Hindu Mandir in late 1970s, when there was no JCM. And there was a lot of cooperation. We used to have a Ram Navami as well as Mahavir Jayanti together. There were all 300, 400 people in that program. And there are quite a few people I like to know that they are with me. Shishira Ben and Rani Bai and Bharat Bai and his wife and quite a few people I see here. And they might not be a board member at the time, but they did a lot of work that time to bring all the people, all Jains in society along with the Hindu people.
Thank you very much for reminding us. It is a great pleasure to be here and see so many people. And the Jain community is growing and it should grow faster.
We will try our best to grow it faster than what we had. So thank you very much for Kapilji for being here. And I would like to recognize on behalf of the board for your great service from last 30 years. So thank you very much.
Now we will do Bhagwan of Jagat and Hemali Galgara family. Jagat and Hemali Galgara.
Hi, it's with my pleasure that you guys did the Bhagwan today. We started our Maori Janam in 1993 when our mother-in-law and father-in-law was here. And we did the first Maori Janam Sapna celebration with them at the Hindu temple. Only we were 20 family and little kids, not too many. And now I see the Jain family are growing and we celebrating in a big at the temple. And it's our pleasure that all the kids are learning so much regarding the Jain religion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
So on behalf of JCM board, I would like to recognize your support to the son from last 30 plus years. Thank you.
Please, a big round of applause. Now we will do Bhagwan of Bharat and Sudha Kathai family.
Good afternoon. I moved to Minnesota about 41 years ago and 40 years in Eden Prairie. And like he said, when we moved, there was hardly any opportunity to raise our children with the same value system. And that was one of my desires, especially when I grew up in a family with very children, close to them, close to Pakistan. And I didn't see that opportunity when I was raising my daughter. So, as we grew over time, I saw that a couple of people went for training to be instructor for Pakistan. And that started with a small group of people. And today, when I see numerous kids on the stage performing religious activity, and not only that, knowing the sutras to the perfection, I kind of feel good that at least we could do this, but our next generation is able to do it. And I see every year more and more kids are involved. So if there is any desire I always had for the last 40 years, that next generation of kids can learn our value, our religion, and scripture. And now our kids are much smarter because of tools available, Google. They can go internet and learn everything on their own, which was not available when our kids were growing. So they are much smarter as far as everything concerned, including religion. So they are not just following what we tell them, they understand, they try to learn it, and then try to implement it and question it. When we grew up, nobody questioned, we cannot question our parents. We have to just follow or forget. So that's why I feel proud to be here, that something what I thought someday will come, and that day is here. Thank you.
Sudavan, I know you from many years. Now you cannot say me, I cannot speak.
When we moved to Twin City, first time we did a Pratikaman, we were 2 couples at Mahindra Parikh house. And now I see this many people in the community. I'm so proud. And it's growing, and from that, my kids didn't have the opportunity to learn the Pathshala, but I'm so proud. My 3 grandkids are regularly going to Pathshala in Chicago, and they are learning.
Thank you very much. Dr. Sudavan, on behalf of JCM board, I would like to recognize your service to the JCM. So please feel that.
Thank you so much, Bharat Bhai and Sada Aunty. Now we will do Bauman of Vinod Bhai and Anila Shah.
I'm so happy, me and Rambai and Kusum Shah, they made the foundation of the Jainism here, and I see that it is still going strong, and it will be more strong day by day. All the people who has worked hard, God bless them all. Just keep on doing what you are doing. You are doing a great job, and I really appreciate it. Nichani.
Thank you, Virat. And the next.
Now we will do Bhuvan of Shanti Shah and Stephen Peterson.
भक्ति रामायण जाता ऐसी नजवाना भक्ति रामायण भक्ति जोधार पापो धोधार भक्ति जोधार पापो धोधार भक्ति रामायण भक्ति रामायण
My journey from Jain Center was not very long. When you're associated with Ram, it's automatic. I do remember being the president of JCM in the 90s, and we were much smaller and didn't work as hard. We did go to the old temple and the basement full of homemade food. But thank you, because it's been a wonderful journey for us.
I'd just like to say that I always appreciate how welcoming and inclusive the Jains have been, for me in particular. It's always wonderful to be part of the Jain celebrations and part of the Jain religious events along the way. And I've enjoyed that. And it's something that Jains in particular bring that welcomeness and openness. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shantivan and Stephen. And
now we will do Bhuvan of Ramanik and Shushila Shah family.
Oh, Ami Prabhasi,
for your service to the center.
This morning, I did not see temple till I went home. And there was nothing. The only picture I knew was the 8 days of holy days last year for permission. My aunt used to do that. So that's all I knew. And then I went to Banquet. A friend of mine, she was trying and she kept on pushing it. So that's why I went to temple, but I had no idea what the ritual was. And then that's why I asked me to be a president. I was worried, I cannot handle this. But she insisted. So I said, give me 1 week. Then I said yes. Eventually, Bharat insisted that I should become the president. So I became a president. Then I lived from Bombay, from Uganda to London to Canada. And I did not see any temple. When I came to Minnesota, Ranga invited me to his house. And that's where I found out that this is a Jain. Some Jains are here. And then we celebrated Mami Jayanti, and that time I pushed my 2 boys to talk about Jainism. And after becoming president, I learned more rituals of Jainism.